Welcome everyone to House of Chi Yoga. We're going to get started right away this morning, so I hope you have your mat ready, water bottle if you'd like one, and a towel or something. It's not going to be too intense today. We'll just do about a 20-minute flow workout with lots of vinyasas, lots of variations. So let's start top of the mat. Right foot is stacked in front of the left shin, and just wiggle out the feet, allow the sitting bones to move around, the legs to come up, and then press them back down. And then we'll push our sits bones into the mat. Inhale, lift the gaze up. Exhale, tuck the chin to the chest and slide the chin from collarbone to collarbone. Then you can start making little half circles, bringing the gaze up in the corners. And if you feel like you want to go for full circles, let's go a couple each direction. Then bringing the gaze back through center. Inhale, palms rise. Exhale, lap pull the elbows down towards the hip. Try to get a large range of motion. Inhale, press it up. This time, exhale, pull elbows down and hinge at the hip line. Keep the feet active, the hips active. Inhale, lift. Exhale, maybe a little bit farther forward, and then we're going to stay. Squeeze into the hips, lengthen the fingertips out. The palms are facing the floor. You're going to bring the right hand down, gaze towards the left wall. Keep grounding through the sitting bones. Left hand down, gaze towards the right. Feel the rotation happening in the torso. Feel the abdominal muscles pulling in, navel to spine. And then length from fingertip to fingertip. Let's go one more. And then we'll bring the hands all the way forward and release into a forward fold. I like to tent my fingertips. You can do that if you so choose. You can add a little movement too. I'm always adding movement to any of my positions I'm in. On the exhale, gently rise it up. Hands to the knees. We'll inhale, lift the heart. Now exhale, you're going to roll through the rib cage as you extend forward. Inhale to lift. Lots of mobility on the spine. Last one, exhale to roll. And then bring it up through center. Press the hands to the knees. Create some space from the hip flexors into the core. So I'm going to try to lean back in a way and soften into the hip flexors. Try to keep the knees down. It's a little bit of a tricky balance. You just got to find that point to where the knees can stay down and you can release the body on the way back. Now take the hands and grip the legs. You're going to actively pull the knees down and then just move the rib cage right to left. You're allowing the back body to release. You can bring the chin down towards the chest. Feel the muscles in between the rib cage open up. Keep breathing. Take the breath into the back body. Last one. Inhale, neutral spine. And then exhale, bring the hands down. Push the palms into the floor. Lock the arms out. And squeeze your hip bones towards the rib cage. So I'm engaging my abdominal muscles. I'm pulling my inner thighs in and up. I'm lifting through my pelvic floor. My ribs are closed. Keep holding, keep holding. And exhale to release. Let's extend the legs forward. Point flex the feet. I'm going to have to fix my microphone. Give me a second. There we go. Circle out the ankles. And then we'll keep a flex. We're going to walk the sits bones back a little bit. And then exhale to a forward fold. I like taking my forearms to the mat. You can extend your fingertips, or if you're not quite there yet, your hands are resting on your thighs. Let's add some movement. Point the toes. Inhale, roll through the spine. And then flex the feet. Exhale to lengthen forward. One more. Point the toes at the bottom. Inhale, roll it up. Flex the feet. Exhale, lower down. This time we're going to hold our flex. We're going to hold our fold. You can press into the toes if you can reach them. And then if you can't reach them, you're holding on. You're focusing on crown of the head forward. Let's take one more breath here. Exhale, let's shake out the toes, soften through the spine, just let the body come back up. Okay, let's roll onto our backs. And we're going nice and slow and controlled through the movement. The toes are extending, the legs are grounding to the mat, the navel is to the spine. We're slowly rolling, rolling, rolling until we're flat back at a hover. So everything in my body is working down to the mat except my shoulders. My chin is gently tucked, my fingertips are reaching towards my toes. Keep squeezing. And I'll find your core, float the left toes up just in line with the hip. And back down to a hover. Squeeze and release it to the floor. Right toes lift. Find your abdominals. Back down to a hover. Squeeze and release. You can keep going right to left, or if you want to go double, both toes extend. Squeeze all the way through. Hover. Release to the floor. We're going two more. Bring it all the way up. Abs in, navel to spine. Come down to your hover. And release. One more. Find your ab muscles. Hold. Releasing to a hover, squeeze, and release all the way down. Take the hands into the belly, give it a little massage. You can press the thumbs into the hip bones. And then we'll walk the knees in towards the body. So now my heels are working as close as I can get it to my bottom. I'm going to bind to the side of my mat, or I'm going to bind hands to the ankles. Now as you exhale, roll the hips up vertebrae by vertebrae, roll the shoulders underneath, and take a breath here. It's okay if your knees are working over your toes. If you have long legs, you'll probably have your knees over your toes. Keep breathing and lifting up through the hips. Exhale, release whatever bind you have. Gently roll down vertebrae by vertebrae. You're going to bring the feet together and the knees go wide for Baddha Konasana. Now, abs are in. My glute muscles are holding. I'm going to reach the fingertips toward the ceiling and then add a small pulse there at the top. Close off the abdominals. Feel the rib cage being very active. Stay in control of the movement. Let's go for a 5, 3, and releasing all the way down. Little roll across the sacrum. You can bring the knees in. And then we'll take a roll on the spine. If it's too much to go directly on the spine, you can always just lean a little bit to the right, lean a little bit to the left, and then you'll reach both sides of the spine. Last one. Let's land it seated, cross the ankles, slow roll over the ankles if you have the ankle mobility, and then step it back towards our quadruped. Check in with the hands, spread the fingers wide, wrap into the shoulders, lock into the torso. So the rib cage is tucked, the spine is neutral. Let's tuck the toes here and extend it back to our downward facing dog. Maybe add a little pedaling. I always use my pedaling to find my distance in downward facing. And then once I've found my downward facing dog, I'm going to pulse up through both balls of feet and engage in through the ankles, in through the calves. There's no pressure on the knees. I'm engaging my quad muscles to pull away from the knees. Now stay on tops of the toes, bend the knees a little bit, push the heart to the thigh. Feel some release around the sacrum. You can release the abs here, release the rib cage, keep breathing. And then as we exhale, we're going to tuck the ribs in, round into the upper back, and extend forward into our plank position. Hold in plank, push into the toes, chest is nice and open. Keep breathing. Next exhale, you bring the knees wide, you untuck the toes, and let's shift towards our downward facing. Oops, sorry, I was messing with my microphone. Shift towards your child's pose, not down dog. Take a little breath here. If you like forehead to the mat, you can roll the forehead. Now we're going to move a little bit quicker. So from here, we're going to inhale as we roll forward, bring the knees together and open up to a baby cobra, which means elbows bent. Exhale, tuck the chin, tuck the toes, find downward facing dog. Take a breath. Exhale, bend the knees. You're going to extend forward to plank on the inhale. Exhale, knees wide. Release it back to our child's pose. Inhale, roll forward, knees together, open to cobra. Exhale, tuck the chin, tuck the toes, back to our downward facing. Inhale here. Exhale one more time, bend the knees. Inhale to plank. Exhale to child's. Inhale to cobra. And exhale to our downward facing dog. Hold in your down dog. You can bring the heels to the right side. Lock into the core. Float the left palm. Place the left palm down. Lift on top of the toes. Shift the heels to the left side. Lock into the core. Feel a stretch along the right side of the body. And then float the right palm. Palms down, back through center. We're going to bend the knees and step or hop to the top, hips distance. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale to a fold. Now bend the knees, reach the fingertips forward. The palms are going to face down to the floor, but I want you to actively drive the back of the hand up towards the ceiling, and you're lifting and lengthening into the back body. Keep breathing, keep holding, keep pushing the feet down. Let's exhale, bring the hands behind the head. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. This time you inhale, bring the palms up, bring the tailbone back for chair pose. Keep holding your chair. Let's add a little pedal, getting on tops of the toes, getting to the balls of the feet. And then we'll plant both feet down. Inhale, rise to stand. Exhale to a forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale through your chaturanga. I like to lower my knees, especially in the beginning of a practice. If you feel like lowering the knees, always feel free to. Let's tuck the toes to our downward facing. Adding a little bit more movement into our vinyasa A. Bend the knees here. Step or hop to the top. Inhale, flat back. Exhale to a fold. Inhale, take it all the way to stand. Same exhale, hands to heart. Close your eyes and then bring the hands down to the side. Inhale, palms up. Exhale to a fold. Inhale, flat back. Slowing it down a little bit on this chaturanga. Exhale all the way through. Inhale, press through to cobra. And exhale to our downward facing dog. One inhale. Exhale, press back into the heels. Bend the knees, step or hop up. Inhale to flat back. Exhale to a fold. Nice and slow. Inhale, bring it up. Palms lift overhead. Same exhale, hands come down to the heart, eyes close, and then palms go down to Tadasana. Inhale, rise, last one. Exhale to a fold. Inhale, flat. Exhale through your Chaturanga. Nice and slow. Inhale through Cobra. Exhale toward downward facing. This time we're going to stay there in down dog. Any movement you want to find here in down dog. Check in with the fingertips. Check in with the core. Check in with the spine. Now we'll hold static. Inhale, right heel rises. So don't transfer all the weight out of the right foot. Don't transfer all the weight out of the left foot. You want to keep the left foot planted down, the knee nice and soft. The right heel rises because you're using your butt muscles to lift. Now as you exhale, bring your right knee to your nose and shift forward to plank. So push into your left toes. Keep holding. Keep squeezing. Keep lifting and rounding through your core. Now plant the right foot inside the right thumb and bring the left toes behind for a little curtsy, where I'm not even letting my toes actually touch. They're just floating. Bring the right hand out. Reach through the fingertips. Keep holding. 3, 2. And now I'm going to step the left foot far back. Now I can push from those back toes and circle the right arm open for a little twist. Check in with your bottom toes. Keep the foot unrolled. Keep breathing. On the next exhale, the right hand circles all the way back down. I'm going to step to hips distance and take a bind for a forward fold this time. So I like to bind behind my legs. You can do just each hand on the back side of the calf or the ankle, whatever bind you're working with today. Let's bend the knees. Inhale up to chair pose and hold. Exhale as you push to the balls of the feet, push into the toes, and float the heels. Keep holding. Find your core muscles. Find the inner leg lines. Keep lifting through the fingertips. As we exhale, we go straight into our fold. Inhale, flat. Exhale through your Chaturanga. Inhale through Cobra. And exhale to our downward facing. Now right leg stays. The left heel floats. Keep a little micro bend in the right knee if you can. It works the mobility across the ankle. Remember, the left heel is lifting. The glute muscles are holding. As you exhale, you bring left knee to nose and shift forward from the right toes. Now keep holding, keep rounding, keep squeezing. Feel the abs, feel navel to spine. And then float the left toes inside the left thumb. Lengthen the spine here. You're going to bring the right foot behind the left. And remember, the weight doesn't go to the right foot. The weight stays in the left. The right foot is just floating. Left palm reaches out. Create more space, more openness. Keep holding. Get lighter on the right fingertips. And then we're going to step the right foot all the way back. Circle the left palm open and take a deep breath in our twist. Check in with the left toes. Maybe sink it a little bit deeper. And then as we exhale, the left hand comes down. We float the right foot to hips distance. Inhale, flat. Exhale, bind. And then bend the knees and inhale as you rise to chair. One more time. Heels come up. Push into the balls of the feet. Push into the toes. Reach and lengthen from the back body to the fingertips. Woo, tipping over. Keep holding, Chi. Exhale, heels down, hands to heart. Now I'm going to open my toes up and go to a Malasana hover. Squeeze the outer hips. Keep pressing the knees wide. Keep holding. Now actively press the palms together. Find the upper body muscles. Every fingertip is working against the other fingertip. Now as we inhale, we're going to lengthen the toes forward, palms up, and exhale to a fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step it through your vinyasa. And meet me in a downward facing dog. Take a moment here, take a breath. Maybe adjust your wardrobe. And then coming back through center. Holding downward facing. Let's add on a little bit. Inhale, right toes rise. Exhale, bring the right knee to your nose. You're shifting forward to plank. Unroll the foot inside the right thumb. We're going to take one inhale. Left toes cross, right arm opens. And then we're going to exhale to a stand split. Bring the forehead down toward the shin. Keep lifting the left toes. Now I have a point on my toe, not a flex. Squeeze navel to spine. Use the fingertip grip to get the forehead closer to the shin. When you're ready to release, bend the right leg. You're hovering, bringing the left knee to the chest. If you can balance their hands to the heart, and then you're slowly pressing through the right foot to lengthen to standing position. Lock into this hip, lock into the core. I'm keeping my left foot pointed, lifting up tall through the sternum and the crown. Keep holding here. Let's go into one big toe hold. Ooh, I was almost going over. Left side peace fingers go to the inside of the left leg and to the big toe. Now you can stay here, lock into the core. You can bring the right palm up overhead, or you can exhale and extend the back of the left leg. Keep working the left sitting bone down, so that long floating leg, I'm working that sitting bone down. If you want, release the mind and hold. And then exhale, bring it down to a figure four, and we're going to go figure four stretch here. So if you'd like to keep your hands together, you can stay here, or you can take that cross arm, hook it to the base of the foot. The inside of the palm goes to the inside of the knee. Now I'm supporting this floating leg, and I'm not allowing the weight to fall to the knee joint. So from there, I can exhale and then go into my forward fold. Bending into the standing leg. Use your hand to remove the foot. Step it all the way back to a high lunge stance. My feet are on train tracks. I'm going to use this side butt muscle to inhale, rise to high lunge. And then exhale, frame. Step it through your vinyasa. Inhale, cobra. And exhale toward downward facing dog. Moving to the left side. Inhale, left toes rise. Exhale, left knee to nose, high round and plank. Unroll the foot. You're taking one inhale as the right foot steps behind you. Inhale to a twist. And then you exhale, frame. Extend the right toes to a stand split. Remember, you're using your muscles to find your split. So the fingertips are working for grip. Your chest is pulling towards the thigh. Crown of the head is working towards the toes. Keep lifting that upper foot. Use the glute muscles to lift and extend. Oh, let's take one more breath here. Maybe forehead goes a tiny bit closer to the shin. And then you're going to exhale, bend the left knee, pull the right knee in close to the body. You're at a hover. Maybe bring hands to heart. Keep the gaze in one spot as you lengthen the bottom leg as you tuck the right knee through. Lock into the core. Keep the toe pointed. Keep driving in and up. You can stay. You can take it farther. Left toes extending. So my right toes. Right side peace finger goes to the inside. I hook it to the big toe. Now I have a flex. I can stay here, lift the left palm, or extend to a toe hold. This right hip is going to actively pull down as I extend the ball of the foot forward. Draw the lat back to get the heart up. Keep breathing. A lot of counter resistance here helping us hold. And then you're getting rid of that counter resistance. If you release the leg, hold. And exhale down to a figure four. Take a moment to get there. Take a moment to stabilize. You can stay here in your stretch, or you can take the left arm now, wrap the right foot at the elbow crease. The hand goes to the inside of the knee joint. Now I'm nice and supported. I can exhale into a fold, and I don't feel any pressure on the knee joint. One more exhale, slowly bend the knee. Use the hand to remove the foot. We're going to gently step it back into our high lunge stance. Remember, train tracks, not one line. Use this front butt muscle to inhale, roll it up to high lunge. And then we're going to exhale, frame, and step it through your vinyasa. Add a few push-ups this time. Push-ups are my nemesis. I probably say that in every single video I film. I'm sorry. And then we're going to land in a cobra. And then release. Let the shoulders hang to the ears. And then press into the palm and pull the shoulders away from the ears. Find the back body. Lift and open the heart. Roll the shoulders away from center. Exhale, bend the elbows, roll it down. So from here, we're just going to add a big reach across the side. You're opening up, expanding underneath the ribs, the underarm, just releasing through the side body. And then our left arm's going to cross. We're going through midline and flipping the palm up. And now you want to bring the arm underneath the chest. I might be cutting off my microphone, apologies. And then release on top of the left shoulder. Just take a breath here for a moment. And we're going to roll onto the back from there. From the back, legs up in the air, give them a little shake. And then we're going to roll back onto the belly, trying to hold a hollow hold. So I'm here, abs in, fingertips to toes long, and I just roll straight into a Superman hold. Squeeze and release. Right arm threads under, palm faces up. You're landing on top of the shoulder. Release the body weight down for a breath. And then we're going to unroll it one more time. This time going into a gentle, happy baby. Sure hope I'm still in the camera view. Happy baby, we bind to the outsides of the feet. If you can't reach, it's outside of the legs. Little flex in the foot. We pull the knees towards a 90. We pull the tailbone down, and then we want the knees wide. I like to use my elbows to add a little extra push. Continue to work everything from the heel to the knee, all the way down to the mat. And bringing the toes together. Nice soft feet this time. If you can double bind, the fingertips are bound together. You pull the heels towards the groin. And then you can release on your next exhale. Now we have a sloppy, lazy roll back onto the mat. From our belly, we're going to go through to child's pose. Halfway to child's pose, we plant the elbows down and together, and then sink through the underarms. Open up the underarm space, the triceps. Open up through the ribs. You can bring the hands to the back of the head. Feel the space being created in the front body as you breathe. And then releasing the arms down. Let's bring it all the way up to our knees. I hope you enjoyed that practice today. We don't have much of a finale there at the end. It was just a little quickie. If you would like, feel free to go into Shavasana and take some time for yourself. Hope you enjoyed that. Let's bring our palms up and together, and then hands down to our heart. Let's thank our body in our practice today. Thank you all for joining me, and I will see you next time on House of Chi Yoga.